Good morning, Slush. My name is Hjalmar Nilsson. I'm the CEO of a company called Watty. We raised 3 million euros from EQT Ventures, the biggest venture fund in Europe, a couple of months ago, and I'm super excited to be here today to make one of the biggest announcements in our company's history. But before I get to that, I want to talk about something else. I want to talk about this. This right here is my actual energy bill. It is 5 pages long, and it is literally harder to understand than my tax returns. Now, why is this important? It's important because 2016 was the hottest year ever on record in human history, and us not understanding this piece of paper is a huge part of this story. We make some very bad choices, and because of that, we fill up the atmosphere with CO2, and we also fill up the pockets of some of the most dubious corporations on Earth. So we started Watty to completely change this, to make it really easy to get control over your energy consumption. Now, I don't have time to make a very in-depth demo of what we're building today, but I want to give you a quick snapshot of what's possible to do with the technology we've built at Watty. So we connect to what's happening in your home, and I want to show you here something that we call appliances on. So this is a view that you can connect to with your phone, wherever you are, to keep track of what's happening in your home right now. In real time, each bubble here corresponds to an appliance that we've detected. And you can easily tap any of these appliances to see how long has it been on, how much energy is it using, and you can even set up an easy alert to be notified about when this event is over. So very easy to use. Now, the best thing about our approach to this problem is that this works with all the appliances you already have in your home. You don't need to replace anything. You don't even need to retrofit anything. So how big is the hardware kit that you need to connect all these different things in your home that you want to track? Well, I have the Watty hardware kit with me right here on stage, and it's happened to be right here in my pocket. So here is the complete hardware kit that you need to use our app. So what is this? This is a very simple box that you connect in the fuse box of a home. It measures the total energy consumption of your home. And it turns out that every appliance in your home uses energy in a slightly different way. And by paying very close attention to your total energy consumption, we can see those slight differences. So we can identify how much energy is being used, when, by each appliance in your home, using just this simple little box that I can fit in my pocket. Now, if that's not the coolest thing you've heard all day here at Slush, I know you've had a very good day. Now, this isn't just a box that sort of sits somewhere and is a static thing. Watty is actually always learning from you and by you. So in some sense, it looks like a box, but it's actually a complete machine learning AI system that adapts itself to your home. So let me show you an example of this. When we're in the teaching mode here, you can follow in real time everything that's happening in your home. But as you can see here, we haven't broken it down by specifically what it is. Here is where we detect unique patterns, and the Watty app will ask you, was this actually this appliance? Or you can tell it directly, I was doing this. And in this way, the product is always evolving. It's always learning from you to give you a better service and to find more interesting things to notify you about. So we've built this machine learning, very sophisticated technology product for the past 3 years. And because we need to make a business quickly as a startup, we've so far only integrated this with big companies, especially big energy companies. But we don't just want to work for the big energy companies, we want to work for you guys. So today, we're announcing that for the very first time, you can get the Watty product directly from us, and we'll be able to deliver it to you end to end. And this is a big milestone for us. So we launched this website about 4 minutes ago now. you can go there and you can pre-order our product for 197 euros. So what do you get for that? You get the Watty box with all the sensor and equipment you need to use this product. You get a professional installer who comes to your home and installs it, so you don't need to touch any wires, do anything scary. And then, of course, you get to use the Watty app for 2 years, including all the machine learning AI that's in there. Now, this is really groundbreaking pricing for this type of product. You cannot find in this market just the hardware piece of this product for this price, let alone the installation, let alone the best performing machine learning for home energy. So this is one of the reasons it's taken us a while to get here. So our mission at Watty is to connect as many homes as possible, and to make this a really appealing proposition, it's not enough to have just one of these. It has to be easy to get, cheap to buy, and a great service for the end user. And I think with this package, we finally managed to nail those things and put ourselves on a completely different level from any other product of this kind. Now, because we include installations, we have not been able to launch this worldwide. So we're launching this in Stockholm, Berlin, and Munich. The first series is 500 units in Sweden, 500 units in Germany. We're calling these the Watty 500 groups. Whoever pre-orders and get this first series will be included in this community that we're building, then will be heavily involved in shaping the products and the services that we build over time. Because once you understand everything that's happening in your home, that's just the start of building many, many additional features and services that you might be interested in. So, for all you great people here at Slush, you can use this promo code. It's active up until the final hours of the after party tonight, so it's Slush 2016. You will get 20 euros off. So go to our website today. It's watty.io. For 197 euros, you get all of this, and you can use the promo code Slush 2016. Now, I have a few seconds left, so I thought I'd just mention one thing, which is that as a machine learning company, from the outside, it might seem it would be very easy to raise money. We've had to completely go against convention several times, and even though we made the right choice, without it, we wouldn't have been successful. At the time, and still now to some extent, we've not been rewarded for doing the right thing, because this is a completely new area. So I think if you're building a machine learning startup, it's very important to think for yourself and have the guts to don't do what people say, but also don't expect the investors to get it straight away. So check out watty.io. Thanks.
Congratulations for your round. A quick question now that you are launching a direct-to-consumer product. What kind of traction are you aiming for to get to your next round of funding?
So we don't think this is an either-or proposition. So we're still working with some of the biggest energy companies in Europe. And something that most people don't think about is that in Europe, we have by far the largest energy companies of any sector. So being in Europe with this kind of product is actually a huge advantage compared to being in the US or somewhere else. So we don't think it's an either-or. We think this is actually going to accelerate the entire market for this kind of product.
How long does it take for a consumer to train your product?
So it comes straight out of the box, recognizing most of your big appliances, like 10, 5, 8, 10 or so. And then over time, it learns more and more. And it's really about how often you use it. So
give me an average.
So if you use your espresso machine once a day, give it a week or two and you'll have it. If you have your Christmas lighting, and it's not Christmas, obviously it's going to take longer. But a couple of weeks is fine.
Can we geek out a little bit more on the tech? So,
sure.
What data are you actually getting out of the box, and are you analyzing it on site, or do you all pipe it all to cloud to where you do the AI?
So we collect a lot of data. So on the device, we have some clever ways of choosing what parts of this data seems relevant. Then we push that to the cloud, where most of the machine learning heavy lifting is happening. But essentially, we have 3 clamps, very standard piece of equipment, measuring each of the main phases. And we measure them many thousand times per second. And you can think of it as a voice recognition problem. You have this very noisy signal.
Are you measuring the amperage, or are you looking at frequencies of the AC current?
We're looking at a combination of different things, and some of them you mentioned.
And thank you very much,
so
Hjalmar
much.
Nilsson from Watty.